This is Chikmagalur in the southwestern part of Karnataka. It's a small town, a hub for coffee plantations and coffee export. It's quiet in the way thousands of Indian towns are, one main road and a bus stand that's the center of activity. But for one weekend of December, the solicitude of Chikmagalur is broken by the shriek of unrestricted mufflers from some of India's fastest rally cars. Welcome to the Coffee Day Rally of Chikmagalur. Welcome to the show. I'm Joel Pereira and here we are at the Park Ferme of the Rally of Chikmagalur. Now the championship has already been decided at the K1000 in Bangalore last month, but second place and the rest of the leaderboard are wide open. Now the Rally of Chikmagalur has a reputation for being very technically difficult in separating the boys from the men. Let's find out. The Coffee Day Rally, the last leg of the 2013 season, is one more of the stops on the INRC trail that's steeped in history. The rally used to be called the Coffee 500 back in the day, but then the title changed once Coffee Day came in. Chikmagalur has a reputation among drivers for being one of the most demanding tracks on the calendar, and the 2013 edition did not let drivers down. The championship might have been decided at the previous K1000 rally, but the battle for second place was going to be a knife fight, with 4 points separating Arjun Rao Arur from Vikram Devadasan. Arjun also had to fight off Shirish Chandran for dominance in the 1600cc class, and in the JINRC, 5 points was all that separated Asad Khan and Sohaib MK.
It's home ground. I'm from the plantation, so I'm really looking forward towards the rally and love the ambience, love the spectators. Chikmagalur is very, very motorsport friendly, and it's a great place to rally.
The Chikmagalur rally was also going to be special for a few more reasons. It is a contender for the Asia Cup, and that meant that the rally would have to run perfectly. And then there was the presence of a Polo GT TDI, a diesel car that would compete with all the others. As a season finale, it couldn't get better than this.
No, the first thing, of course, is accepting that there is an international set of rules which apply to all international rallies, whether it's in India or New Zealand or Japan or anywhere in the world. We all run to the same set of rules. That's the first thing that needs to be accepted. And I'm very happy that the FMSCI has actually made a real effort to adopt those rules and regulations and superimpose them on this event. And yeah, that's the biggest thing that needs to be done.
The event is well organized. They are capable to run an international event, and if they've conformed to the FIA regulations and do a good event, as it is for a local event, they've been really doing it well.
This year more special because we were a contender for Asia Cup. So I don't think I think we should get around for 2014 for Asia Cup.
The stages too would be special, essentially circuit tracks spread over Chikmagalur and the Cafe Coffee Day estates. You had one short super special stage at the Amber Valley School and the super stages of Chetnahalli, which was 10.76 kilometers long, Kumaragode at 10.61 and Chandrapura at 14.21 kilometers. This was a brutal rally. A total distance driven by the cars that weekend was 281.2 kilometers, of which 113.5 were the competitive sections.
For us, the Polos, I think it's going to be nice and easy because it's a hatchback and good fun to drive here. Stages are a bit narrow, but I think with the right pace notes you can do a good timing.
The stages are extremely tight. They are quite grueling stages actually. Probably the most tight, the tightest stage in the season, or probably in INRC right now.
Narrow tracks and cliffs off. So if you miss, a little bit glitch and you could go off track.
Stages are very technical and tricky. It's extremely tight. Maybe a long time back we've driven a stage which was as tight as this one. Off late we haven't driven any rallies which have been so tight.
It's definitely the most difficult rally of the year, I would say, in terms of just for the car and for the driver as far as skill is concerned.
The INRC runs cars in three major categories: the JINRC, a junior INRC for younger drivers, using mostly as teams for obvious reasons. They're cheap to buy and even cheaper to run. Then there's the 1600 category, which this year has been dominated by the VW Polo, along with a token few Honda Cities and Suzuki Balenos. And then finally the much larger 2000cc category, comprising entirely of Mitsubishi Lancer CDRs. The CDRs in the 2000cc category and indeed all the other cars in the INRC are running close to stock. But with weight reductions, intake, exhaust and ECU changes, along with rebuilds to the engine to allow greater tolerances, the power boost in these cars is by 10 to 15%. New in the 2013 season was the SUV category, dominated entirely by Mahindra XUV 500s and being driven by stars like Gaurav Gill, Lohit Urs and Sunny Sidhu. There's also the IRC category, which is meant for all-wheel drive cars and drivers who are foreign nationals. Sadly, with AWD sedans being hugely expensive, there was only one AWD sedan here, a fire-breathing Mitsubishi Evo 10 driven by rally veteran Sammy Thapar. Also driving in this category was Malaysian driver Karamjit Singh, also known as the Flying Sikh, former winner of the PWRC. Now racing in the IRC category in a team slideways back VW Polo R2, VW's racing platform for the 2014 season. Here's a full list of all the crews. The Rally of Chikmagalur began a little unconventionally, with the entire event flow was flipped around. The traditional ceremonial flag-off was eschewed in exchange for an action-packed super special stage. Held on the grounds of the Amber Valley School, this was a short track that was primed for action from the word go. Day one brings the Rally of Chikmagalur to the people of Chikmagalur. Here we are at the Amber Valley Residential School in what appears to be their cricket ground. And this is the location for the Triple S, or the Super Special Stage. Now the thing about stage rallying is that most of the courses happen very far away from cities, in isolation for obvious reasons. This event right here brings rallying closer to the public. The Super Special Stage is mostly looked on as a bit of a lark by the drivers, coming as it is normally at the end of most rallies. With the Triple S coming in right at the start, drivers got a good chance to test run their machines in the relatively smooth confines of the school ground. It's a simple enough concept, crystallizing the essence of rallying, speed and car control, and then miniaturizing it. 2 runs around the circuit track, in this case a school ground, and the fastest time wins. But the simplicity ends there. Taking such tight turns on such a narrow track calls for some great driving, and the point of the Super Special Stage is to show off to the unassuming public the driver's heroics in a more accessible controlled settings. And the public showed up, cheering as the drivers drifted around the narrow track. The start order had been reversed, and that meant a slow build-up of racing skills, from the novices and juniors at the start all the way up to the experts and veterans at the end. Fastest time in the Triple S was grabbed by Sammy Thapar in his Evo 10. But then the Polos also did extremely well. Karamjit Singh put up a blistering time, followed by Shirish Chandran and Arjun Rao, also in Polos. Day 2 of the Coffee Day Rally began bright and early at SS2, the Chetnahalli stage. INRC normally has 2 types of surfaces, gravel and tarmac, and the stages at Chikmagalur have essentially been carved out of the Coffee Day estate. And this right here is a little snapshot of what the drivers are facing today. The Rally of Chikmagalur has a reputation among crews for being fierce and technically difficult, but this time around the rally organizers have really outdone themselves. Now the Rally of Chikmagalur brings the 2 things that this city is famous for: coffee and motorsport, as all stages will be running through acres of coffee plantations. So you've got narrow straights, devilish hairpins. This rally is going to bite hard into any crew that doesn't treat it with respect. Tight curving and unrelenting, these stages are what drivers refer to as highly technical. And That means that one mistake and you're out.
A rally like this needs to be addressed with great caution. You know, one had to come in really with a different mindset. Can't have an attack mindset for this rally. It's definitely going to get you into trouble.
You need a lot of skill, your pace notes have to be really good all the time because there are a lot of blind crests and corners which you can't see, and there's no room for error, which is the most important thing.
Drivers hit the ground running, but that exuberance was very unfounded. With plenty of fast corners, hairpins and narrow straights, the effects on both drivers and cars was immediate, and cars started breaking down from the word go. After Chetna Ali, drivers hit the next two stages of Kumar Gode and Chandrapur to complete the first loop. Perhaps the standout factor of the rally of Chikmagalur was how totally brutal it was. When we reached the first service at the end of the first loop, of the 42 cars that started the rally that morning, only 30 came back. An almost unheard of 15 cars had been chewed up and spat out by the Coffee Day rally. And that was only the first loop. There were two more to go. At the end of the first loop of all three stages, we find ourselves in the service park for the first service of today. Now, the rally of Chikmagalur has been brutal to both cars and drivers. Now, like we mentioned earlier, 2013 champion Gaurav Gill is already out of the running, but following him on the DNF column are 15 odd other cars. That's almost 40% of the competition, and that number is quite amazing. We're going to take a short break right now, but before we go, here's how things stand.